In all my years of watching the FGC grow and expand, I have been quite proud to call myself a part of a lot of different communities like Street Fighter, Tekken, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and more. These communities have active fan bases rich with people willing to play the games, talk about the strategies, and uplift one another with a bountiful amount of love at the ready. Everyone helps everyone, even if we play a game where it is always one player versus another. Mortal Kombat's community also used to be like this in some capacity, but now it's becoming a husk of its former self. I'm making this video to directly address the growing problem of Mortal Kombat's fan base being uninhabitable for most of the FGC and casuals alike due to the developers and fans sharing a part in the mess we've created. The competitive scene is becoming hard to watch, the lack of creativity is certainly rearing its ugly head, and I need to talk about it. Thankfully, I have a YouTube channel for that, so we might as well get into this. So to preface this video, I will be making a longer video called Why Mortal Kombat Fans Hate Mortal Kombat in the near future because it is genuinely a multifaceted issue between Warner Brothers, NRS, and Mortal Kombat's fans that is way too hard to explain in a short video without making this an hour long. Right now, we're in a state of purgatory for the time being, and I want us, whether we are content creators, casual players, competitive players, or event organizers, to come together and make a community worth fighting for because it's clear that Warner Brothers doesn't see us as one. But before we start, hi, I'm Zak Not Kyle, or Zak for short, and I talk about fighting games as they pertain to creative writing and popular culture. I'm currently studying for my BFA in English, and I'd love if you stuck around for some funny, goofy content. Subscribe with the silly red button, like this video, and comment your thoughts on the situation below. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, those links are in the description. I also have a Discord server you guys can join, and I stream on my YouTube channel a couple times a week if you're interested. I'm also making my VTuber debut on Friday, February 9th, so stay tuned for that. And now, without any further ado, let's get into it. This is a rather tricky situation to talk about, so I figured that we could start by talking about this post that Mr. Aqua, a prevalent figure in the Mortal Kombat scene, tweeted, and we're gonna go ahead and read that out. COVID killed a lot. WB killed and is currently killing a lot. And every day I see the community killing itself with bitching and a lack of actual focus or purpose. I can see in most people's gameplay and content that most of you don't even enjoy playing. There's a lack of expression and fun. There's such a staleness to everyone's copy-paste play from what they see the same few folks doing. Top players can definitely do more, but I don't know how we can achieve that. Money talks to them, and that's about it these days. We needed their full support in a whole ass community years ago. It's probably going to take them going broke to realize it, but content creation will keep them solo focused and fed. That's part of it too. I'm guilty of it, but try my best. Another part is that our community has almost as many events as active community members. There's less of a focus on one of a few places, hence more of a scattered feel. We will see. I am hopeful and still grinding to bring folks together. Trying to pull an online off again, but I just turned things around, so we will see. Offlines are expensive. Try and host one if you don't believe me. I plan on building out Coliseum more in 2024. By the way, Coliseum is Aqua's little competitive circle that he has for Mortal Kombat. I highly recommend. It's very entertaining. As well with online events that just gives us something fun to do between offlines. I know online isn't the move, but the root of our issues are far deeper. We need to learn to have fun again, in my opinion, and start there. P.S. Please see this as a hobby first. Don't bet your life on it. So to break this down, let's start with the first major point. The community is constantly bitching and has no central purpose. Both of these are very true. The Mortal Kombat community doesn't really do much in the way of hosting events in-game or try to be inviting to others. There's exceptions, of course, like Mr. Aqua hosting the Coliseum seasons, but there's not much going into the community in terms of creativity or events. It's wake up, turn on console, learn 5 combos, shit on people, shout slurs over VC, do deplorable things, leave. That's the cycle. A big part of this is also on the developers because of the lack of features in Mortal Kombat 1. Crossplay still isn't there yet, and we are 5 months out. That is obscene. The lobbies are not where they should be. Invasions mode is disappointing, and it leads to a bad taste in the mouth of most fans. I really just end up using Invasions as a practice mode at this point. It's a grind and nothing more. There's not a lot of strategy, and it's not engaging at all. Let's look at the next point. I can see in most people's gameplay and content that most of you don't even enjoy playing. There is a lack of expression and fun. There's such a staleness to everyone's copy-paste play from what they see the same few folks doing. Literally, yes. I look at things like Street Fighter and Tekken and see how much fun their communities have, and it's insane just how bland Mortal Kombat feels. I've literally even had some people in the Street Fighter community on my streams teach me characters, and it's so much fun to do. There's people winning tournaments with insane reactions, competitive energy that reflects positively, fun events, character tournaments for everyone to join, constant online engagement, and developers who care. And Mortal Kombat has none of these. Competitive feels so boring. The competitive scene in Mortal Kombat would look awful if it it was in any other game. You want tournaments? There's like 3 offlines this year that are sponsored. In-game events don't exist. Online engagement is primarily negative, and the developers could get an entire video on their antics alone. They're currently radio silent and not doing much to fix their game, especially after the Quan Chi nonsense that happened as soon as Season 3 dropped. Also, to my knowledge, the Mortal Kombat community is not collaborative in the slightest in the way Street Fighter is at the very least. I think about the VTubers playing each other in Street Fighter, the fighting game streamers going through World Tour and enjoying themselves like never before, the ranked scene feeling tense, energizing, and exciting, even just to watch. In the Mortal Kombat community, there's not a lot to go off of, and it's so upsetting. I want to be excited about MK, but it's hard to do that when other communities are just better at it. To discuss content primarily, I've literally had people in my live streams get annoyed for not learning a character through a guide and experimenting with my gameplay when it wasn't always successful. People saying, I can't watch this, and this is so painful. Like, okay, sorry, I want to experience a game for myself and find out what to do in my own way. Like, you can leave, that's totally fine. Also, people harassing me over viewer count because I won't watch their guides live and then whining until I do. I would say names, but this video is about a positive change in the Mortal Kombat community, and laying out beef right now isn't a good idea. Mortal Kombat's community also has a constant problem with platforming bad people, with the most recent example being Six Erican, who I just had to call out last week for doxing a child for talking some shit in a game of Mortal Kombat, and yet people still call him based and clip him. Stop. You're not helping the situation by making this community look insane by platforming the worst of content creators. I also think about people like Jaded Rabbit, who just take pot shots at other creators' appearances, all because they like a game. Do better. There's not a lot left in terms of the Mortal Kombat content creation scene anymore, literally because everybody just keeps taking pot shots at each other for completely unjustified reasons or claiming that people are shills for enjoying a game. And then there's people like Fate and Jaded Rabbit who take so many shots at the game that it's downright embarrassing. We do need to have fun in this community as the post closes. However, while we can do more to make a fun, energetic community that's a little based and competitive, the devs need to put the energy back into us. NRS, do something, anything, restore faith in this game, because it's clear you want nothing to do with this game because you were rightfully called out for rushing a product you knew wasn't finished. If it was, why are Quan Chi and Ermac DLC? Why do we still have tabs still locked behind a coming soon text box in Season 3? Why is Invasion still garbage? Why is there no consistent time frame for seasons? Get on it. Fix it. Get a schedule and get some transparency. You'll see the difference immediately. Also, talk to fans. Hear them out. They're mad and don't have an ear to vent to. It's gonna suck at first, but at least let us tell you what's wrong, because right now, Ed Boon has been silent for days when the community is at its all-time low. I will save the rest of my critiques of the game itself for another day, because this is about the community itself. So to close, let's talk about what we can do to make this community better. Mortal Kombat is still worth saving. It's lasted 30 years after all. There's surely something here. We need creative content. We need promotion of offline and online events alike. We need to be honest about what's working and isn't working. Street Fighter's fanbase is ready and willing to do that, and it gets corrected and adjusted. I even think about developers like Harada, who will go and fight back against their community when they're out of line, and Harada is respected for it. Boon isn't respected by the community, literally because Boon spent years trolling online, and now we can't trust a word out of his mouth. Whereas the Tekken Project, Bandai Namco, and Capcom can be trusted. Mostly. We're talking about Ed and Akuma in my next video, don't worry. Support events in this community, and let's find ways to help each other out. Rate each other's streams. I've seen it happen a couple times with streamers like Rewind going into smaller streamers' chats, which, like, Rewind, you're kind of goated for that. Let people find things in the game for themselves. Have fun again and do what Aqua ends with in the tweet. See this as a hobby first. Don't bet your life on it. It doesn't need to be this intense. So let's learn to have fun before the game we know and love dies because we couldn't learn to do so. And that is where I'll end this video for now. Again, I have a longer video coming specifically talking about a master review of Mortal Kombat 1 as it is. But for now, what is your take on this? Do you agree with Aqua's takes? Do you agree with my takes? What is your thoughts on the community right now? Are you excited for Chameleon? Because I am. Like, I'm actually really, really excited about her. Let me know in the comments below. And with that, I'm gonna go download the Chameleon update because I have to stream in about 10 hours and I have class before that. Bye, sis.